Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act or fact of interposing one thing between or among others. A policy of intervening in the affairs of other countries. Care provided to improve a situation, especially medical procedures or applications that are intended to relieve illness or injury. The act of intervening, as to mediate a dispute, etc. It occurs without human intervention. Law. A proceeding that permits a person to enter into a lawsuit already in progress. Admission of person not an original party to the suit so that person can protect some right or interest that is allegedly affected by the proceedings. The purpose of intervention is to prevent unnecessary duplication of lawsuits. The act or fact of interposing one thing between or among others. The action of interjecting or interposing an action or remark that interrupts. The act of hindering or obstructing or impeding. Electrical or acoustic activity that can disturb communication. A policy of intervening in the affairs of other countries. Any obstruction that impedes or is burdensome. American football. Blocking a player's path with your body. He ran interference for the quarterback. The management of someone or something. The treatment of water sewage. An extended communication, often interactive, dealing with some particular topic. His treatment of the race question is badly biased. Care provided to improve a situation, especially medical procedures or applications that are intended to relieve illness or injury. A manner of dealing with something artistically. His treatment of space borrows from Italian architecture. The act of intervening, as to mediate a dispute, etc. A prayer to God on behalf of another person. Causing to fall into line or into position. The act of putting something in a certain place. A determination of the place where something is. The act of putting something in a certain place. The spatial property of the way in which something is placed. The placement of the chairs. The act of putting something in a certain place. Contact established between applicants and prospective employees. The agency provided placement services. A condition or position in which you find yourself. The unpleasant situation, or position, of having to choose between two evils. A job in an organization. The spatial property of a place where or way in which something is situated. The position of the hands on the clock. The particular portion of space occupied by something. A rationalized mental attitude. An opinion that is held in opposition to another in an argument or dispute. A way of regarding situations or topics, etc. The arrangement of the body and its limbs. The relative position or standing of things or especially persons in a society. Atheists do not enjoy a favorable position in American life. A point occupied by troops for tactical reasons. Put into a certain place or abstract location. The act of putting something in a certain place. An item on a list or in a sequence. Moved from third to fifth position. The post or function properly or customarily occupied or served by another. Cause to be in an appropriate place, state, or relation. In team sports, the role assigned to an individual player. What position does he play? The act of positing, an assumption taken as a postulate or axiom. The appropriate or customary location. The cars were in position. A determination of the place where something is. The act of putting something in a certain place. A point or extent in space. A workplace away from a studio at which some or all of a movie may be made. They shot the film on location in Nevada. The act of putting something in a certain place. Military installation consisting of a prepared position for sighting a weapon. A policy governing international relations. Improve the condition of. The work of providing treatment for or attending to someone or something. Give help or assistance. Be of service. A person or thing that is a resource that helps make something easier or possible to do. Visual aids in teaching. The activity of contributing to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. Rescue party went to their aid. Gift of money or other material help to support a person or cause. The process whereby a person concentrates on some features of the environment to the relative exclusion of others. The work of providing treatment for or attending to someone or something. The old car needs constant attention. A courteous act indicating affection. She tried to win his heart with her many attentions. A general interest that leads people to want to know more. She was the center of attention. A motionless erect stance with arms at the sides and feet together, assumed by military personnel during drill or review. The troops stood at attention. The faculty or power of mental concentration. Keeping track of all the details requires your complete attention. Prefer or wish to do something. Do you care to try this dish? The work of providing treatment for or attending to someone or something. No medical care was required. Judiciousness in avoiding harm or danger. He handled the vase with care. Be concerned with. Provide care for. Attention and management implying responsibility for safety. He is in the care of a bodyguard. An anxious feeling. Care had aged him. Activity involved in maintaining something in good working order. He wrote the manual on car care. Be in charge of, act on, or dispose of. A cause for feeling concern. His major care was the illness of his wife. Feel concern or interest. I really care about my work. The work of providing treatment for or attending to someone or something. Usually followed by to, naturally disposed toward. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The condition of sharing in common with others, as fellows or partners, etc. A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The condition of sharing in common with others, as fellows or partners, etc. A sense of concern with and curiosity about someone or something. A connection of inclusion or containment. He escaped involvement in the accident. Marked by elaborately complex detail. The action of enfolding something. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The process of raising a quantity to some assigned power. A long and intricate and complicated grammatical construction. Reduction in size of an organ or part, as in the return of the uterus to normal size after childbirth. A mutual promise to marry. The act of giving someone a job. Contact by fitting together. The engagement of the clutch. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The teacher tried to increase his students' engagement in class activities. A hostile meeting of opposing military forces in the course of a war. He lost his romantic ideas about war when he got into a real engagement. Employment for performers or performing groups that lasts for a limited period of time. A meeting arranged in advance. Law, the institution of a sequence of steps by which legal judgments are invoked. Law, the institution of a sequence of steps by which legal judgments are invoked. Law, the institution of a sequence of steps by which legal judgments are invoked. A written account of what transpired at a meeting. Training patients in self-induced relaxation. A method of treatment that manipulates body structures, especially the spine, to relieve low back pain or even headache or high blood pressure. Treatment of pain or disease by inserting the tips of needles at specific points on the skin. A treatment for addiction to drugs or alcohol intended to remove the physiological effects of the addictive substances. Treatment for poisoning by neutralizing the toxic properties, normally a function of the liver. Treatment of symptoms by applying pressure with the fingers to specific pressure points on the body. Deliberate and intentional triggering of trouble or discord. Application of warm wet coverings to a part of the body to relieve pain and inflammation. A substance used as a warm moist medicinal compress or poultice. Treatment of symptoms by applying pressure with the fingers to specific pressure points on the body. The internal and external use of water in the treatment of disease.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.